Hi, my name is Staci, and today we are going to discuss the German educational system and the differences between German and the US system, and what can we learn from it. Imagine a country where most schools, colleges, and universities were tuition free. Education is paid by the taxpayers. In Germany, there are no local school or college boards and no PTAs. Parent-teacher conferences do take place regularly. Educational programs are organized, financed, and administered at the state level. The Department of Education in each of the 16 federal states oversees the state's primary, secondary, and career training, schools, and much of the higher education. Administrators at both the state and federal level coordinate educational planning and research, resulting in standard of teaching and testing, although curricula may vary from state to state. Let's take a look at the school options for students beginning at the age of 6. For the academic.cuesta.edu, compulsory schools begin at the age of 6 and continue to age 18. Children between the ages of 3 and 6 attend a kindergarten, which usually is a daycare center, a nursery school, etc. These are operated by churches and charitable organizations and are not a part of the state's compulsory system. In the first 4 grades of elementary school, all children are taught together. The curriculum stresses language skills and mathematics. During the 4th year of elementary school, children and their parents usually decide on the type of secondary school, which begins with a grade 5. The grade is determined by a student's aptitude, career aspirations, and grades. In order to make these choices, most states offer 2-year transition periods so that they have time to make their decisions. 1/3 of the students attend what's called a gymnasium, which is grades 5 through 13. The choice of the elementary or the secondary school is not always final. There are no special education programs for developmentally or physically disabled students. The high school curriculum is very standardized with very few electives. We have a lot of electives in the United States, whereas in Germany they have very few electives that they can choose from. They usually study 7 subjects per semester, 5 times a week. A weekly class schedule lists about 12 subjects, and each day's schedule is different. Typically, subjects are taught per semester with fewer weekly hours of instruction, and typically students stay in the same classroom throughout the entire day. They do not switch classroom to classroom like they do here in the United States, where you go from class to class and different subject to subject. In Germany, they stay in one classroom and take all their classes there. Their school day is a little shorter than U.S. Normally ends between 1 and 2 p.m. And seldom do they is there a need for a cafeteria or a study hall, because very seldom do they take those, have a cafeteria or lunch hour because of the shortened day. Homework is plentiful. A lot of their homework is done at home. There's not a lot of time at school where they study or do their homework. A lot of their class time is taught class, and their homework is done at home, usually with the help of their parents. All academic challenges must be met. We have discussed elementary through high school in Germany, and let's recap what we have learned. The U.S. and Germany differ in educational ways from the age children start school to the way we end school. Also the way that our educational day is spread throughout too, whereas in the U.S. we do take lunch. We have usually an 8-hour day in the classroom, usually starting by 8 a.m. and ending 3:30 for most schools. They do have study halls they offer, and kids can learn in the U.S. And do their homework in the schools, whereas in Germany they do not. They do their homework at home with their family and the help of their parents. Although the elementary school is the same for all of Germany, there are many decisions that need to be made by the family beginning with grade 5. Whatever the family chooses, all children are being prepared for either university, mid-level, job, and business, and that's according to thinkplus.com. Whichever route they choose is not always final. In conclusion, just like in the U.S., there are choices to be made for your future, and it all begins with school. I'd like to also add that I am very excited to, my family is be hosting a student this year from Germany, so I am excited to learn more about the German educational system. Thank you.